the Too Many Hats podcast with your hosts with the most, Tony and Lavelle, every morning from 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. We also have Queen Watkins with Clock That He. Tune in with us and have a great time. Let's talk about it right here. Too Many Hats podcast.
Top of the morning to you, my good people, man. Happy Thursday. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood, man. It's your host with the most, Tony May, Lavelle Salter. What it do, my guy?
Man, top of the morning to you. Good morning, bro.
Now, y'all know I normally lead these conversations, man. But Lavelle had something yesterday he really wanted to bring, and so I'm gonna let him take the lead today because there's so much when you talk about the power. Hold on, let me just gonna put it up there. When you talk about the power of personality and what makes you you, is a very interesting topic to have this morning. I was just having this conversation the other day, and I was talking about my dogs. We were at work, and we was talking about how our dogs be so close, and they was asking me why I wasn't breeding anymore, and I was like, because I really can't take the loss. Like when a dog passes, it's tough on me. And I said
hmm
they have their own little personalities and all that stuff, man. And you miss that stuff when they're not around. It's just like kids or children. And because
Right.
when they're young, they start to develop those personalities and who they are and what makes them. Good morning, Dr. Clark.
Yes,
Man,
sir.
boy, we need to have you on this morning.
No, what?
He probably at work.
Yeah.
Yeah, he probably at work. But the power of personality and what makes you you. So without further ado, Lavelle Salter, take it away.
First of all, I want to start off by saying, man, how many years ago that's been now? It's been a good little while, but we were together when this particular thing happened in the United States at Rentway on 3rd Street, which was 9/11, which is today.
Yeah.
And, we always want to pay homage to this scenario. So we're going to take a brief moment of silence on the behalf of 9/11 right quick. Yes, sir. So right there, we will never forget.
We'll never forget that, man. I remember that like it was yesterday, bro.
Yeah. Well, no planes in the sky. Everything was quiet.
He said he
It
in
was
Kansas
just,
City. You can come on, man. I'll send you a QR code to come on now. Don't play
yeah,
with it.
it don't matter where you at, Doc. We all over the world.
Yeah.
All over the world.
Matter of fact, let me send you this code. See if you can jump on.
Yeah, all over the world.
Go ahead, Lavelle. You got it though.
Yeah. So we're talking about the power of personality. What makes you you? And what kind of made me come up with this topic? I had went to the store yesterday, and especially like when you're working in retail and you got different restaurants and stuff you go to and fast food. And I get it. When you need somebody to work for you, you hire individuals, and sometimes when you need people bad, you hire people bad.
Mm-hmm.
And especially when you in retail and working with working with the public and working, with people, sometimes you just don't have the personality. And for myself personally, for a person who says, you know, everybody always talks about my personality, how I'm so funny and witty and all this type of thing. And I thought to myself, like, I didn't. This is nothing that I asked for. Was I just, was I just born with it? Did I develop it? Did I key in on it? To become this individual? I would say kind of yes and no. But you got some folks, man, who just so bland. Like Good morning, how you doing? Oh, hey. So the dude that was helping me, he was like, he didn't have no personality. He was still a nice person, which is ironic, but he didn't have no personality.
He was nice and dry.
Yeah. So
And
I
you
was
get
like,
those people like that. You get those people. They just they be nice. They not rude or anything, but they just so dry.
right,
I walked in
right.
Sam's just day before yesterday, and when I walked in, the young lady was at the door, and they didn't have like the big carts. They just had the little baskets. And I said,
Mhm,
"Y'all don't have the big carts in here?" And she just looked, she just stared at me. She didn't say welcome to Sam, nothing, no sir. She just stared at me. And then she
mhm.
bucked her eyes at me like, get on. And I was like, well, that this
Wow.
who we got at the door greeting people?
Yeah, exactly.
So
Uh,
yeah,
and so also since me and Tony have been talking about ChatGPT and AI here lately, keep in mind that everything that I've done for this particular presentation, this moment podcast, whatever you want to call it, I've done all this with AI, with Chat GPT, told it what we were going to be talking about today, uh, kind of gave it a synopsis of who we are and put the logo on the thing and all this stuff. So your workload, you don't have much. Let me please put your plug in there. 'Cause I know Tony been doing some things. He went live and asked some questions on Facebook the other day, and so yeah, that's what we're talking about. The power of personality that makes you you.
I just sent Sam Clark the log in.
So it's the power of personality. What makes you you? A deep dive into the science of yourself. And so Tony, so like you've been working in retail and been from job to job to job. What you think?
Oh man, you gotta throw me out there like that, bro.
I don't mean like that. I'm just saying, career changes and stuff like
Yeah,
that. But so what do you think? Do you think as far as yourself, when it comes to the your inner self, do you think it's something that you work on your personality? Did you develop it? Uh, did you even think about it at the time when you was going through these scenarios of career changes and stuff like that? Did personality ever come up?
so I think it is a combination of your upbringing and then who you develop along the way.
Okay.
Um, I definitely think it is a combination because if you grow up around people that's rude, that's nasty, you sometimes you pick up some of those traits and stuff, right?
Hmm.
And personality has a lot to do with some traits that you have and other things as well. But now what happens is as we get older and we start to develop who we are, our own personal identities and all of this stuff, there are some things that we choose to wipe away from our past, and some choose
Mm,
that we choose to embrace. And so those we should embrace and hold on to the good things and then maybe do away with the bad things, but sometimes it don't work that way. It really just depends on the person. And that's why I like how you put it, the power of personality.
hmm.
Because there's a level of power that's attached to this. And your ability or inability to harness that power.
Mm, that's good.
So what we do is, you know, uh again we take some of those traits and some of those things that we've learned as babies and keep on up, and then we started to develop, you know, who we are as people, individuals, and we started to do things, and then he a funny little cat. Oh, he always smile. Oh, you start to be
Mm,
known for certain things, right?
right.
Was always known for just being a jovial person, a fun dude, you know what I'm saying? Crazy, it's kind of like you. And then there are some people like Pops. Pops smile all the time. He smile, he got this big old smile, his son, and so he ended up with the nickname Smiley because he
Mm,
smiled all the time. And Miles was the same way. His son Miles was the same way. He had this big old smile, these dimples. He just smiled all the time. And so I just called him little. His name was Miles, but I called him Smiles for Miles. Matter of fact, they created a foundation on his behalf when he passed called the Smiles for Miles Foundation.
wow.
Yeah.
That's powerful.
And what they did is they would give scholarships to kids who were at one of the high schools he went to that were trying to go to college and different things like that, or were trying to get into that school because it was a private school that they would pay if they heard about it. They would grant a scholarship money towards it.
Okay.
Yep.
It also says the power of having personality lies in its ability to drive personal and professional success,
Mm-hmm.
build genuine relationships, and contribute significantly to overall well-being. A strong, authentic personality is not about being loud or extroverted, but about possessing self-awareness and
Mm-hmm.
strength of character. Uh,
Just tell you
so
about that power, the ability to harness that power that comes with it.
right. So when you think about diving in with the deep self of it, the science of it, um, the the character traits, which is personality, is kind of it's a character trait, if you will. I think when we did the stuff with Danielle a while ago, she had us to take the personality trait thing, so you can kind of understand. I think it's a thing. It's an actual. You are categorized as to how your personality is. I forget how to. It's different letters and some.
Right.
But I think it's very pertinent. That I think it's so much so now in the society that we live in that we don't even really think about it. I think it just comes to a point to where we just think, kind of like how the guy said in the video that we shared the other day about being grown. Folks just say, I am who I am.
Mm-hmm.
And my thing is, if you're not working on, like our mantra is, working on to make it be a better version of yourself than you was the other day, that's a problem. And personality has a lot to do with that. So, all right. Why do we act the way we do? Do you thrive in a crowd, but your friend needs quiet? Personality equals stable, consistent patterns of thoughts, feelings, and behavior. Start understanding it improves relationship, careers, and self-awareness, like I just said. Uh, I mean, what do you say? What Sam say? Can't get on, but listen. Okay, appreciate it. Good morning, Tuzo. Um, why do we act the way we do? That question within itself is just what you just answered earlier, from your family background, your upbringing, and that type of thing. And when you a lot of time when you get as you get older and you see some of your older people, your uncles and your aunties and your cousins and stuff, and you see if you kind of pay attention to them, like, damn, I wonder where I got that from, and you know what I'm saying? Because
Right.
like some of my uncles, they just as funny and witty as I am, you know what I'm saying? And I don't think nobody really key in on the significance of it. But then you got those other family members that just like you said earlier, you just like, man, I don't want to be like this.
Yeah, because if they see, and that's why I kind of, we don't we know me and you both we shun on the word generational curses a lot. We don't really like to hop on generational curse. But I mean, it is an ideology that people um tend to take things from their past and from generations and just kind of continue on with them, and they call it generational curse. I just don't like that title, but
Right.
it happens. And when you it's what gets me is when you have somebody, let's say you got an auntie, old auntie, and old auntie, everybody kind of hated when auntie came around because she started mess, she keeping up mess, but auntie passed away, right?
Yeah.
But every time Sade show up, she acting just like auntie.
Mm-hmm.
And you like, damn, well, she didn't picked up our auntie ways.
Yep. Yep.
You hate this, so those are the things, like the negative things that we shouldn't embrace. And then we should embrace more of the positive thing. Yeah, auntie could burn though. Did
Mm-hmm.
Shadi pick up the burn because she can cook?
Yeah.
No, it picked up the negative stuff. She ain't, So
Mm-hmm.
I think again, it is a combination of how we're raised and what we're brought up and what we're taught as little ones. And then when we start to get old and start developing, come into our own and develop who we are, and in terms of understanding ourselves and who we are, then sometimes those things change, and then we really step into who we are. You know, you ever heard a person, they done really came into their own now.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's a great segue what you said, because I
Yeah.
was you know, with the world now, with the internet, social media being such a strong influence, it, it it makes me ask the question: does social media, even though you may have a great personality, are you trying to develop you know, be better at it? How much does social media impact who you are?
Mm,
Uh, I mean,
mm.
we looked at just what just happened yesterday, and of course we're gonna bring it up with the gentleman getting assassinated, Mr. Kirk.
Yeah.
Uh, I was watching one video this morning not too long
Young guy
ago.
too, man.
Yeah. Uh, and the guy said, "Man, that's something that we really shouldn't have saw. How did it actually affect our lives?" And he said one dude was there at the thing when it happened, and instead of, you know, like mourning the moment or saying, "Wow, dude got, you know, murdered or, you know,
Yeah.
unalived," he literally turns his phone around and says, "Oh man, dude just got took out. Follow me on YouTube. Follow."
Yeah. It's
And dude was like, "Hey, dude, you actually on the same planet I'm on, you on the same earth I'm on, and you do stuff like that after this dude just got unalive?
yeah. Pastor
What does
Clark
that say
said,
about your personality?"
yeah. Pastor Clark said personalities are a conglomerate of all these, but it also is a developmental process of who we want to be perceived to be. Absolutely. And that's why I said, you
Oh
know,
wow.
you start to grow, you know, and come into your own, and you start to say, who am I really? You know, you start to, you know, some people challenge their identity. Like, who am I? You know,
Mm,
and I think that was, you know, even though it came later in life for me, you know, that's when, because my kids were teenagers and, you know, coming up, and I was like, man, like what am I really doing? Like, where am I going? What am I really trying to do? And so kind of what you see now is
mhm,
a result of that, because I've always, but I just didn't know exactly what I want to do. And now I got so many things I want to do. It's like I just feel like I got 100,000 irons in the fire.
so
And
your why your why affected your personality.
but not necessarily my why. Well, a little bit it did, you know, a little bit my why, but like Clark said, you know, it's a who we want or want to be, want to be perceived to be. So, you
Mm,
know, for me, it was, man, who am I? I don't even know who I am.
mm,
And not only that, it was, yeah, I know, you know, what I was taught coming up. I know this, you know, and then I was like, you know, let me, first of all, let me refine my educational skills. Let me go and do what I need to do there. So I did that. Then I started, so all of these things started to come to me, and then I started to develop into the person that I am now, you know, with the careers and all this stuff. Everything, my careers even changed, you know, because of my
mhm.
mindset, you know, and who I was becoming, as you like to say, in marriages. As we continue to live, that persona personality gets redeveloped. Yeah. Boy, I'm talking about you speaking as I'm speaking. Yeah. And like I said, you start to change, you start to redevelop, and then as you really come into yourself and understand who you are, me and you, we used to say this all the time, that if you're not changing every 3 to 4 years, then you ain't growing. You're not changing,
Mhm,
you're not developing if you're not growing.
mhm.
So when he's talking about redefine or redeveloping, that's what he's talking about. See, you should be growing. And if you're growing, you're not gonna stay the same.
Mhm.
Things may change, your mindset of how you expect, your expectation of things, all that.
So even with your personality, like if you do take the personality trait, you know, I forgot. It's not a test. It's
Yeah, it's
assessment,
it's
personality
a series of
assessment. So
questions that kind of,
I, I
yeah,
guess I guess if you look at that term, I mean those years. If I went back, it's been a year ago since I did it. So if I go back today to take the personality trait assessment, do you think it would change?
I don't think so because, and that's my personal opinion that I don't think so
Okay.
because those characteristics or personal trait tests like that, they really hone in that deep rooted person that you are,
Okay.
you know, and unless you made some serious changes in that area, you know, I don't think so. You know, I think you may change in a couple of little areas may change because some of those things are surface type things.
Okay.
And where you know what you perceive yourself to be or what somebody else perceives, they surface type things that you may change because you're redeveloping and changing over a period of time. But who you are deep down inside is who those tests try to speak to.
Mm-hmm.
And so I don't think if there is any change, I don't think there will be much of a change.
Gotcha. Gotcha. So that's a very pertinent question, and we kind of don't, really dived in it real fast. And I more than likely there's gonna be a part two because I don't. This is
So listen to what you got on the screen, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you thrive in a crowd, but your friends needs quiet?
Yeah.
Personality, stable, consistent patterns of thoughts. See, those sometimes the patterns of thoughts don't change. What you think about may change,
Mm-hmm.
but those
Right.
patterns, the consistency of the patterns, the feelings and behaviors, understanding it improves relationships, careers, and self-awareness. Is what I talk about. Once you understand who you are and what you bring and how you're developing, then that tends to improve the relationships, the careers, and the self-awareness.
Mm. Yeah. Oh boy.
Yeah,
It's
it's up
getting good.
there. I mean, you got it on the screen. On the screen.
Oh boy.
You
All right.
got it hanging on the screen now.
Let's go to the next slide, man. It's getting good. It's getting good. The big five, the core traits of personality. There's a word, it's an acronym. I didn't get to get that deep into it because I was using two different things of AI. I was trying not to make it be so wordy,
Right.
where you can, have to read a whole lot of stuff for one. So I kind of really kind of twisted some stuff, but we'll get there later on what the acronym means. But it says the big five core traits of personality, most scientifically supported model. Everyone falls along spectrum. It's an acronym from that Ocean.
Mhm.
I need to go find exactly those acronyms, but we're gonna go to the next slide because that's gonna.
Openness,
Yeah,
conscientiousness,
yeah.
neuroticism, agreeableness, and extroversion.
There you go. You already got it.
Hey,
You
bro,
got it.
we're a team.
You
So
already got it.
so let's break them down really quick. It said the
Okay.
5 Ocean personality traits. Openness to experience
Yeah.
reflects a person's level of curiosity, imagination, and willingness to try new things and new ideas. Conscientiousness describes someone who is organized, disciplined, and reliable, often focused on goals and order. Extroversion
Mhm.
refers to how outgoing, energetic, and sociable a person is. When we talk about those people, like I talked about that door greeter, or that person that was helping you, how dry they were. They probably really weren't extroverts. They were probably
Right.
introverts just put in a position of extrovertness,
Right.
and they
Right.
don't really have the personality traits for that.
Right.
Agreeableness indicates how warm, cooperative, and compassionate a person is in their interactions with others. Uh, yeah, I'm gonna leave that alone.
What?
Neuroticism. So neuroticism measures a person's tendency to experience negative emotions like anxiety and insecurity, or conversely, their emotional stability and confidence. And then,
That's all of
yeah,
them.
that's all 5 of them. Yep.
That's all 5 of them. I
Mhm.
had to get it to put that in there, but for some reason they wouldn't do it. So and then it took forever for it to cycle. But anyway, uh, yeah, just learning how to do this stuff and make our workload a little easier.
Mhm.
So when you think about that acronym, uh, as it pertains to the personality, uh, I I guess in order for you to have I don't want to say a great personality, because people do have great personalities, but when a person is open to something and they have some openness about life and just things that happen, how much of that do you need to know that when it comes to your whole total holistic life to fiction when it says
So
open?
let's go back to your original question where you said, uh, well, I guess a person could have a great personality. Absolutely. A person can have
Hmm.
a great personality, they can have an okay personality, or we simply say they don't have no personality at all.
Right.
We don't say that for just to be saying it. When you say a person does not have any personality at all, when you think about the acronyms of ocean, then think about what I just said. Uh, they don't have an openness to experience. They don't have a level of curiosity, imagination, or a willingness to try new things or new ideas, right?
Mm. Hmm.
Conscientiousness describes someone who is organized, disciplined. They ain't organized, they ain't disciplined, they ain't reliable, and they ain't focused on no goals or in order. Come on now.
Hmm.
Extroversion refers to how outgoing, energetic, and social they ain't outgoing, energetic, or sociable.
Hmm.
They keep a mess.
Mm.
Agreeableness indicates how warm, cooperative we are. So they keep a mess. Or compassionate a person is in their interaction with others. They ain't none of that.
Hmm.
Neuroticism measures a person's tendency to experience negative emotions like anxiety, insecurity. They probably got more of this in them than anything.
Mm.
So when
And
you say a person ain't got no personality, I mean
yeah,
this ocean
this is
speaks to it.
this is the core traits. I mean, this is the foundation
Yeah,
of what all this derives from.
yeah.
Hmm.
So if you don't have a personality, you if a person say you ain't got no personality, they ain't got no personality. That's what they saying
Hmm.
in so many words. And then they say that person has a great personality. That person, the ocean acronym, they represent every aspect of that to the fullness.
Right.
They got great personality.
Right. Right.
Everybody want to be around them because they have a great personality.
And I think too. I know, like for myself, like uh, sometimes people will call me and they be like, uh, "Man, you always in a good mood or whatever." Da, da, da. I be like, I just, it is what it is. And then it's like they'll call me on another point, and we be on the phone talking for a minute. Like, man, you all right? You good? I'm like, and where I'm going with this, a lot of times when folks tend to have a great personality, most folks just always assume that they always supposed to be upbeat. You feel like this sometimes?
Well, I don't think you'll always be like uh every single waking moment of your life just be this great outgoing person all the time, because that means that you don't experience sadness, you don't experience no emotion, you don't experience sadness, you don't experience grief, you don't you mean you just kind of just you know happy
Mm.
all, but they happy all the time, happy go lucky all the time. No.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that you know the humanistic part of us recognizes that emotions play a part in this too.
Mm. Okay.
And so, I mean, if I'm sad and grief, if I'm that's how you can say were you okay? Or somebody come to
Mm.
you, you okay? Because
Mm-hmm.
you're not your normal
Yeah.
jovial self, right?
Right.
Then
Right.
you may say, yeah, I'm just dealing with I knew it was something.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the reason that comes up when people start saying, hey, you okay? When they start to question, hey, you okay? Or you just
Mm-hmm.
focus on something else and you're not focused, you're not paying attention to what they're saying, whether you okay?
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I be in deep thought, man, and Monica may be saying something and I'm listening, but I ain't listening. Then she'll say,
Mm-hmm.
"Hey, you okay?" And I be like, "I was thinking about such, such, such." You know,
Right.
yeah.
And the reason why I brought that up, because I'm wondering, does it come to a point to where people who don't possess these particular traits, do they tend to pull out? Because I mean, at the end of the day, I think at the core of it, it's a lot of it is just energy, because that's who we are. But do you feel that people who have low personalities or don't have it at all, do they pull from people or draw from people who have those type of personalities?
It could be consistent with part of their upbringing, or it could be who they just developed in over a period of time. Some people have that woe is me, like, they always the victim in everything. They
Right.
never try to make nothing positive out of nothing. They always got something negative. So them type of people. So listen to what Clark said. Some of these traits are tuned on. I think he said turned on and turned off depending upon their crowd.
That's good. That's a good
Think
thought
about it.
process.
Some people come to life when the crowd is around, and some people don't.
That's
Some
kind of
people,
what I'm saying. Yeah.
some people want to dip down. That's why I posted up there. Some people want to dip down and go into the prime example. What I told you the other day when I said Tasia met us for dinner, and somebody was hiding. She's like, I don't like attention like that. I want to stay in. I don't like the attention. I want to stay in the background.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
Everybody don't want to be out front and be the center of attention.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you got some people, they gonna purposely show up at the meeting late so they can walk in late so everybody can look at them. They want to be seen. They gonna come to the function. The function started at 8 o'clock. You got a musical function going on. Everybody sitting down waiting on the next, and then this person just boom is come in and walk straight up and sit in the front. Want to be seen, bro.
Yeah.
They got big personalities and low. I ain't gonna say it. They just have big personalities. Or want to be perceived, as Clark said, or want to be perceived as having a big personality.
Wow. One of the things that because I'm looking at the AI guide that I'm dealing with here now, it says when you do have a good personality, it says the power of personality promotes well-being and happiness. Personality traits are a strong predictor of subjective well-being. People who are optimistic and have what you just said, have high self-esteem and exhibit character strengths like gratitude and curiosity, tend to report on higher level of happiness. Because I mean, just it's amazing how you can come into a room, like he just said, and somebody energy be off, and you can feel it, even regardless of how well your day being or whatever, your whole demeanor and everything just changed. Like, damn, what the hell going on here?
Clark said church.
Ooh. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm looking at your slides, and it talks about the easy acronym Ocean, but your next few slides are the actual acronyms.
Okay.
So
Surely.
The first one, openness to experience, high curious, imaginative, adventurous, low. Check this out. They give you highs and lows. Prefers routine and tradition. Example of high, try exotic food. Low, sticking to the favorites.
Openness to experience.
Conscientiousness. High. I love how they give the highs and lows. They organized, reliable, hardworking. Low. They flexible, spontaneous, relaxed. So, and what this saying is, the lows are not always bad, but they could generate a negative type of energy.
Right.
Because look at the example. High, planning ahead. Low, they last minute. They can be last minute, but they still get the job done. You know, they just operate that way. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, you know, they're conscious about the fact that I know it's got to be done for them. I'm just gonna do it at the last minute. It's a lot of last minute folk out here, bro.
Oh man.
Procrastinators, you know. I sometimes do it because sometimes I put the topic up late at night before I go to bed. That's to be honest, that's last minute.
Yeah.
You know, so extroversion. High, energetic, sociable, and outgoing. Low, reserved, thoughtful, enjoy solitude. So that's what I'm saying. The lows are not necessarily bad in here. You know, they got highs and lows This is not necessarily a person. The lows does not represent a person that does not have a great personality or does not have any personality. It's just they have a lower extroversion rate versus higher, or lower conscientious rate versus a higher conscientious rate.
Right.
Makes sense.
Yep.
Uh, example: high thrives at parties, low recharges alone. That's Tasia. She like to be alone, recharge, do her little thing. She like to do that alone. She don't
Mhm.
want to be at the party, the life of the party. Lavelle and Mr. Feelgood is the life of the party.
Right.
You
Right.
know.
Yeah,
Agreeable.
I'll put the other slides in there while we were going through it.
Okay. Agreeableness. High, cooperative, compassionate, trusting. Low,
Mm.
skeptical, competitive, direct.
Mm.
High, they avoid conflict. Low, debates directly. That's what I'm telling you. Like the highs and lows. The lows are not necessarily bad. They just not a high.
Mhm.
That's why I like this high low thing that it's doing. And when you think
So
about, go ahead.
so even though that person don't possess their personality like you would like them for them to have, or you like for them to be, it comes to the thing of you gotta accept people for where they are.
Right. Because that person, that greeter that's on the door, doesn't mean that they don't have any personality.
Mhm.
It's just that they have a low extroversion. They
Mhm.
rather be off to the side somewhere. Like they probably necessarily shouldn't be a door greeter.
Right.
You may want to have more one of your outgoing personalities, higher extroversion people on the door.
And like for myself, bro, and I've always wondered why I'm like this, bro. I'm talking about literally. I go to restaurants and stores. It's like I walk in, and I don't know if it's just a thing. I walk in, and like everybody just, whether some customers in there or the workers, everybody walk around, turn around and look at me. I be like, is that just a thing? Or what it was? And I strike up conversation with just anybody. Like we
Yeah,
was
I'm
in
like it. Like
we
I
was
don't
at the
meet a
lunch,
stranger.
huh?
I don't meet a stranger.
Yeah, we was at the lunch yesterday for Mama's birthday, and then we were getting ready to leave out, and so the couple sitting there having their lunch, and so I just just being who I am, and I told the gentleman right there at the table as we walking, I said, "Hey man, slow down, man, that food ain't going nowhere," and everybody that was looking at everybody in the restaurant was looking at me when I was saying this, but I'm just having this one conversation, and everybody went to laugh. I'm like, dog. It's like my one little moment kind of like excited the whole room. I was just being who I am. You know what I mean? So it's just crazy, man. How you can that. So I guess sometimes it's just a God given thing.
Yeah. I think that when you have the ability to attract people based on your personality in a good way, or people want to be around you, people want to hear you, people want to talk to you, people, hey, when you show up, the man here, yeah, 'cause they know
Mhm.
now we've been having fun to turn up. Or when
Right.
somebody walking around, they be like, ah, shit, here he gonna get in here complaining and talking about that, talking about his girl, man. Well, you show up, you're the life of the pod. They show up, it's like, man, I'm ready to go.
Yeah. Yeah.
It happens, bro. It
Yeah.
happens.
Wow.
Neuroticism, uh, emotional stability. It talks about your emotional stability. High,
Mhm.
easily stressed, anxious, and emotional. So in this case, the high is not just really good. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The low, they calm, they resilient, they stable. High,
Mhm.
they nervous before a speech. Low, they calm and steady.
Mhm.
So it really does not matter where you are. Um, you just have to just home in on where you feel comfortable at.
Right.
So I would even venture to say, so think about all the stuff that I just said. Even the fact when I said some people don't have great personalities.
hmm
If you think about now, just hearing what we just heard, this OCEAN acronym, and listening to it, saying that somebody don't have no personality may not be necessarily true,
Hmm.
because I got some highs in there as it relates to the ocean, and I'm high, and some of those highs really showcase my personality. I may seem like I just got a greater personality. Lavelle may have a lot of those lows in there, which is not necessarily bad, but it just don't make him shine and stick out. And so he ain't got no personality. So
Hmm.
that's really, you can almost in this case say that's not necessarily true.
Hmm. They just have low level of personality,
Hello? There's a
not
low
necessarily
level.
none. Hmm. Interesting.
So and this is what I talk about all the time, that when we can start off
hmm
where we have our perception is one thing, or what we've been taught, and then when we learn something new, we like, so maybe there's not really such thing as a person that with no personality. You know, they just have a low personality.
But it being that personality is so powerful, you know what I'm saying? The power of personality, uh, I guess my thing is when you find out that you do have the low, I know is it
But
that
that's
you
just who
is
they
it
are
just
and
who
who
you
they
are?
develop to be. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
who they are and who they develop to be. That doesn't mean that they still couldn't go and perform on a job and perform at a high level on a job. It's just that they might be quiet about doing it.
Gotcha. Hmm.
You got some CEOs that yeah, they can go in meetings and stuff like that, and they can talk. But prime example, we have a senior manager. I'm not gonna say the person's name. We got a senior manager on the job,
hmm
and um their personality seems really dry, really they low soft spoken, really, you know, but brilliantly smart you a person.
hmm
But they don't have that. Then you got another manager to walk in the room and they be everybody's like, yeah, snapping it. And then this person is sitting back, just kind of, quiet and looking.
hmm
So it's does that mean that person does not have a personality? No, they just have a low uh output
hmm
of that personality.
hmm
Yeah.
So
Uh,
if that being the case, then a lot of times I guess like we said, we don't work in management and we do the hiring process with a lot of individuals. Sometimes we gotta come into that interview process because we looking for the highest, the best candidate.
well, a
Uh,
lot of times we go into, especially and you have to be careful of this as managers and supervisors when you're in that hiring process, or you're the person that's interviewing. Sometimes we go into those processes and we looking for people to mirror us,
oh wow. Mm, okay.
and everybody's not going to mirror you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Rodney
hmm
says, my little brother has a great personality, but he's not an outward person. He is pleasant to be around, nice, kind, does his job, easy to teach a skill to, but you won't hear from him. He keeps to himself. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He just has a low output. That doesn't mean he's not a great person
hmm
or has
hmm
a great personality. He has a low output personality. I don't necessarily even want to say a low output, just a low personality in
hmm
terms of low highs.
hmm
And so, we have to, when you're hiring people, um, don't be trying to mirror yourself. Find somebody that say, "Oh, I women get along with them good because they just like me." No, can they do the job? So you have to ask those questions that tap into, you know, uh, what they've done, their experiences, their intellect, all of these things, and then you make them.
hmm
Um, you make a conscious decision based on what you've seen and heard from them, not just what you've seen. Oh, they got a great personality. Ah, they bubbly. And then they get in there and can't perform the job.
Mm.
Every time you turn up, they can't stay in their area. They in somebody else's area. They in somebody else's area. They ain't working.
Mm.
But the other manager in the room said, "I'm gonna take that person right there." And then you look up, that person over there is excelling on the job, moving, doing everything in their area, sitting down, working. That manager over there said, "Woo! I'm glad you passed him up, Tony."
So,
Think about what I told you when I worked at Title Max, right?
mhm.
Every time there was an assistant manager that they wanted to get rid of, they say when the manager wanted to get rid of him because the manager was telling the district manager, they ain't did. He said, "Let me see." He said, "Tony, I'm gonna send an assistant manager over there to train with you." Okay. Then they come over there with me, and all of a sudden they guru superstar. You're like, Tony,
Right.
how did this person go to a non-performing person to a superstar? I said they was
Mhm.
always a superstar.
Mhm.
They was a superstar when they got here. I said they were just never taught anything.
Right.
And I took
Mm.
the time to show them and allow them to do and be who they were or wanted to be. Whereas the
Mhm.
manager at the other locations didn't want them to outshine them. And I'm over there saying, outshine me. It make me look good.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah. And they didn't want them to out, so they took duties and stuff that they should have been teaching them. They took it away from them.
Mm.
And then say they don't know nothing. You ain't showed them nothing.
Mm.
Clark said, in a room of your peers, you're the volume of the personality. Your volume of the personality. I don't know. I'm gonna read it just like it is on screen. You're the volume of your personality is different. We evaluate personality based on our personality. But in a room of scientists, our personality wouldn't be on their level. Absolutely.
Mm.
Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. You can't go into hiring somebody and trying to mirror your own self in the hiring.
Mhm.
Because the person may have a great outgoing personality on the surface, but a low work habit.
Mhm.
Or they may or the openness and some of those other acronyms with Ocean may stand out, agreeableness, and then other things may not.
Wow. In the AI thing, it says the dynamic nature of personality. It said, contrary to the belief that personality is fixed, it can be developed over time.
Yes.
Focusing on self-improvement and growth mindset allows you to cultivate a stronger, more resilient character. Develop emotional intelligence. Practicing self-control and staying level-headed in difficult situations is a hallmark of a strong personality. Wow. Cultivate confidence by focusing on your strengths and celebrating your achievements. You can build self-assurance. You can also constantly improve your body language to project confidence. Expand your knowledge. Gaining expertise in an area of interest naturally builds your confidence and makes you more compelling and focused individual. Embrace optimism. Approach problems with a positive attitude to help you overcome obstacles. Optimism arms you with the perspective needed for success, even in the face of setbacks. Wow.
There you go. His
No.
personality born or made. Well, I don't know why you guys want to go with your slides.
I'm just trying to keep it in because I just downloaded the slides right when we got on there because it took so long to generate. I had to literally push it to make it happen. I'm talking about within the last 10 minutes before we got on the show.
Hmm.
I didn't even get a chance to even look at the slide. I just downloaded them.
I'm sitting here reading them though while we talking. I'm like, is personality born or made? Nature, genes strongly influence traits. I told you,
We just talked
your
about that.
genes, yeah, it can strongly influence your traits. Nurture, family, culture, experiences matter. Then the reality, both interact to shape personality. So your genes and your culture and experiences, influences all shape your personality. And so when you think about culture and experiences matter. So even as you go through life, and when you start reading about that, you constantly developing it, right? Where those experiences are helping you develop. Every experience you have helping you become more refined yourself more and more.
Mm-hmm.
And so you can is it born or made? It's a combination.
Yeah.
It's a combination. As I stated at the very beginning of the show, I think it's a combination of both. The stuff that you're influenced by and that you're taught growing up, and in life experiences and things that you run into over a period of time that you start to develop and change. When you
Mm-hmm.
start having those questions, who am I really? What am I
Yeah.
really about? You
Like you
know,
ask yourself.
yeah. Carolyn says, my mom had a beautiful personality. Usher, the usher, oh, she was an usher and would help everyone. I always wanted to be just like her, help people and working with military families. I have been retired from the front office 8 years, and they want me to come back to work part-time. My daughter Lisa is an instructor on the base. She have a waiting list with people waiting to go to her class because of her personality and her education. That's
Wow.
good. That's
That's
good.
real good.
Yeah. And if that part-time job allows you to go back and work with military families and help and be a part of that, and it doesn't, take away from, the time that you won't being, retired, I say do it.
Yeah.
I mean, if that's where your heart is,
Mm-hmm.
I would say do it
Wow.
because it makes a difference. It makes a
Her,
difference in who we are and
her,
what
her
we.
personality literally drove her career and really made it was a actual true assessment of who she was and really worked out on in her behalf.
Hmm. And like Lisa, she has always been like real like a talker, go getter. You know what I'm saying? Her personality has always stood out like that.
Mm-hmm.
Even when she was young. She was young.
Yeah.
In a lot of ways, Lisa reminds me of your mama, Cal, cause your mama was like that. She was talkative, outgoing, and so Lisa picked up a lot of that probably from your mom.
Mm-hmm.
And your mom could burn too, boy. Ooh. She always every Sunday she tell me I cooked some collard greens and her and Lily, her and Miss Lily, boy, they Phyllis mama, and Cab mama every Sunday, boy. They telling me what they done made. Ooh, Tony, I made some red velvet cake and homemade ice cream. I used to be like, y'all need to stop it. I
Yeah.
miss them two ladies, boy. Those two ladies right there, man. That was my heart, bro.
Yeah.
Uh, so is personality born and made? I think it's a combination of both. I believe it's a combination of both, and according to this, it is a combination of both.
Yeah.
Uh, the power of self-awareness, relationships, yep, relationships, better communication and empathy. The career, it aligns roles with strengths, and growth shape habits and behaviors. So
Mm-hmm.
when you are self-aware, and this is or when you have that self-awareness awakening,
Mm-hmm.
like I said, I had later on in life. Well, and I want to rephrase that. I want to say I went into different different levels of self-awareness because when I was getting out of high school and really trying to figure out who was I went through that, and then I was like, because you know how you could change careers several times, like and so I'm gonna say, I was operating in self-awareness stages where I was becoming aware, but I wasn't fully quite there, and I did some stuff and learned some stuff, and then boom. So I think it was a growth. and a consistent growth over a period of time
Yeah.
that helped me regulate my self-awareness.
Well, I know for myself, right out of high school, was somewhat optimistic of what was going to be next. But of course, once I graduated high school, 3 months after I graduated, my mom got unalive. So uh, I want to I want to say, uh, going through that process, um, and then 2 years down the line, I have a whole nother total moment where they say I didn't grieve and have a breakdown. Uh, it's amazing that my personality is even still is still where it is because because it makes you even wonder like do dark moments and going through certain things in life, does it help develop your personality as well?
I definitely, yeah. It's a part of your life experiences.
Okay.
That's a part of those. If you go back to what I was talking about with those experiences, that's part of those experiences.
Right.
Not that one. It was
Well, I've been deleting some of them because you only can put 10 up there.
there. You go, right here. It's only part of those experiences.
Mm-hmm.
So, and when you go through those experiences and you have those experiences, even if they were if we want to say negative experiences, I just say that like experiences are experiences, and we learn from those experiences, whatever they be, whether they be a negative experience or a positive experience.
I don't know if I wasn't even paying attention to the comments. If Pops put it up there before I said what I said, that's
Life
crazy.
experiences from your personality. Yeah.
Form your personality. Wow.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So when you talk about the power of self-awareness, man, it's like it helps you, man, when you are fully aware of who you are. Your relationships become better. You got better communication. You got empathy. Your career starts aligned with your roles and strengths. You shape your habits and behaviors. You're growing in that area. So there is power in understanding who you are and being self-aware. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Then there is no right personality. See, this is exactly what I was talking about earlier when I said. So I
You
guess
just said
I
that.
can say there is no such thing as a bad personality or having no personality.
Mm-hmm.
There is no right personality. Every trait mix, unique strengths, goals is understanding, not changing. The goal is understanding, not changing. Embrace your personality for an authentic, fulfilling life. So I be it some people's personality may be rude, maybe it's still their personality, it's part of their personality. Whether they rude, they whatever trait they possess it. And now I do believe that you people change and can change and people can develop and change into something different. That's why I hate people. That's a strong word, hate.
Mm-hmm.
I
Just like
despise or dislike people who uh been knowing somebody for a long time, but they study trying to put them in the past. They used to be this. They used to be. Yeah, but what are they now? You keep talking about what they used to be. That's why I don't allow people when I meet people for the first time. If I met Lavelle for the first time and Don was trying to tell me, he did that, watch that, I'm not listening to that. Because until
mm-hmm.
they show me, because I'm always gonna look at you and judge you for how you treat me, not how you treat somebody else or what you
Right.
did to somebody else. When I first took my job, there was a lot of that about one of the managers that was working for me. They kept trying to come to me and say this and that, and I said, "Excuse me." I said, "I don't operate that way." This is what I told him. I said, "I don't operate that way." I said, a person has to show me their character, who they are, based on their merits, how they interact, and how they deal with me." And the person threw up their hand and said, "Okay then."
Right.
And That manager has done everything I asked him to do, show, everything that everything. Not wavered, not one time.
Yeah,
Is a personality a little different? Yeah, but you know,
I got a very regrettable moment with something very it's very similar. Gentleman, there was a DJ and a barber that passed probably about 4 years ago. He always tried to connect with me, but everybody was saying, man, he an asshole. And, some of the stuff that he would put on social media, he came off such and such. And so I was kind of, looking at his patterns on social media, kind of, using their assessments and listening to them. And
not
he
making your
always
own.
tried to connect. Yeah, he always tried to connect with me, and I kind of always shunned him off. And then right before he passed, I had the opportunity to take my son to go get his haircut. And bro, this dude, it was like this man studied me, man. He was cutting a little bit of hair, saying, "Hey, man, your daddy is amazing. He's one of the top DJs in the city." And keep in mind, this dude's been doing it way before I have. He said, "Man, I watch him. I'm in the process of trying to do some of the same things he's doing." I'm sitting there like, "What the hell?" And I'm like, I'm listening like, I'm damn near kicking myself like, bro, I was wrong, man. And I had the opportunity to tell him I was wrong because I was listening to everybody else. And so there was one opportunity. Then it was me and Don's wedding anniversary coming up that weekend. He said, "Man, come back tomorrow. I'm gonna give you a free shave and do your hair and stuff for you, man, on me for your anniversary." Man, a week later, that man was gone.
Mm.
So I most definitely that was a jewel for me, a nugget for me. I don't judge no. If you tell me, hey man, they don't taste good, let me taste it for myself.
Yep. And that's exactly what you have to do. You can't
Yeah.
let other people dictate or define relationship that you could have with somebody else. That relationship could be one that saves your life.
Yep.
But
Man,
because
I'm
you
looking
listen
like,
to somebody else. So anyway, don't do that. All
yeah.
right? Don't do that. And there you go, man. We actually got through it, man. And
Oh,
so
yeah.
we got through it. Thank you for watching, man. This was a great show. I hope it helped you guys in some shape, form, or fashion. Lavelle, shout out to you, man, for coming up with this and using trusted chat GPT to actually create these slides for you. I never really thought about it in that light, and I think these slides help kind of keep us focused, and we can put stuff on the screen that people can visually see as well.
Yeah, that's
So
kind of what that was my whole point in doing it. I just hate
yeah.
it took so long so I couldn't look over myself.
Yeah, yeah. And so I think moving forward, I'm not gonna tell you how we're gonna do because every show may not dictate this type of thing, but we're gonna definitely use Chat GPT moving forward to really kind of throw some stuff out here on the screen so you guys can visually have something to see, maybe screenshot, especially if it was something that you really wanted to take note of. You can screenshot it or whatever if you're on your phone and maybe go back and review it later. So one of the things I like about our podcast now that's being and that is being on YouTube is it don't go away on YouTube. Now on Facebook after 30 days they go away,
This is
but on
done deal.
YouTube it stays. So I wish all of you guys would subscribe to our YouTube channel, and that way you can always go back and look at this because it's only going to be available on Facebook for 30 days and it goes away. But at least with YouTube, you can always go back and depending on what level of YouTube that you have a premium subscription, you can either take some of those clips, download them, and make little small clips for yourself that will
Mhm.
remind you of the show. So subscribe, man. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, man. Um, the link is
I'm getting in there, Doc.
Lavelle gonna put the link up. But subscribe to the YouTube channel, man, and go on there. I see Pops be back and forth. Zoe is on YouTube every day. I see Pops be back and forth. I guess if he on Facebook, he'll jump on Facebook. If he on YouTube, he'll jump on YouTube. So he back and forth. But he is subscribed to our YouTube page. And if you guys will subscribe to our YouTube channel, you will never lose those shows. Those shows will continue to be out there. And as for Facebook, they're gonna go away. I know that I've had people that I trying to remind them of certain shows, And it was like, yeah, or new people I ran across. I said, man, we talked about that. And then I tried to go back on Facebook to tag them in it because maybe they're not on YouTube. Then I had to go to YouTube and then create a link and send them the link for YouTube. So and share it through YouTube. So thank you guys again. There goes the link for the YouTube channel. Make sure you go to their YouTube channel and subscribe to our YouTube channel, and that way you will never lose one of the shows. All right, all right, brother. Come on, pray us out, man.
I'm gonna let you pray out today. We swap roles.
Okay, let's do it. Let's pray. Most gracious and eternal God, we come to say thank you, God. Thank you for all that you've done, you're doing, and that you will do. Oh God, we thank you for allowing us to understand how we develop our personal traits, and that we're constantly developing and constantly growing, and we should be constantly growing. Oh God, we ask that you would allow us to understand and be self-aware and understand the power of self-awareness and how it can change and transform our lives. God, I pray now for every individual that is under the sound of my voice, those listening or watching, that you will continue to grant them their heart's desire, anything that they stand in the need of, God, that you would be a provider in that area. Oh God, I pray now for Lavelle and his family, Queen, his family, God, even my family, that you will continue to bless and watch over us, protect all of our children, oh God, all hurt, harm, or danger. Oh God, those that would seek to do us any harm, oh God, that you will shield and protect right now in the name of Jesus, and dispatch your angels to stand guard around about us, protecting us from all hurt, harm, or danger. God, we love you. We thank you. Before we take it back, we'll add more to it. God, we thank you. We love you. It's in Jesus' name we pray. Thank God and amen.
Hey man, before we get out, man, we got to say happy birthday, man, to one of our great listeners, actually Queen's mother. Today she is 65 years old, man. So happy birthday to Miss.
Hey, Miss Alfreda. Miss Alfreda,
65
happy
years old,
birthday.
man.
Happy
She
birthday, Miss Alfreda.
Miss
Yeah,
Alfreda looks 65.
She's got a
Nothing.
big shindig tomorrow.
Yeah.
But
There it
happy
is.
birthday, Mr. Aquita. I mean, Miss Alfreda. We appreciate you tuning in and watching and being a loyal watcher, listener.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Zoe. Zoe said, y'all, please subscribe to the channel. He said he don't want to be in that YouTube box by himself. So y'all make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Also, man, rest in peace, man, to my classmate. I know that was your church member, man. My guy, man, Michael Johnson, man.
That was my guy.
Man. That was my dude. We in high school we had like a little impromptu little high school fraternity we used to have, man. Me and some of our buddies at school, man. And the dude was just the life all the time, bro. If you were down, you could be down behind around that dude, because he possessed that name Smiley for real. So
yes, sir.
Rest in peace to my homie, bro.
Yeah. All right, man. Well, we'll see you guys tomorrow. Same bad time.
Same bad place.
2 Men in Hats.
Let's talk about it.
The 2 Minute Hats podcast with your hosts with the most, Tony and Lavelle, every morning from 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. We also have Queen Watkins with Clock Dead P. Tune in with us and have a great time. Let's talk about it right here. 2 Minute Hats podcast.